Mother and other family members killed by daughter's ex-lover in Jamaica as she fled the United States from him, and he came in search of her in Jamaica and went to the mother's house to carry out this vicious act. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV Let's Talk, and we're about to discuss this on the program. If it's the first time you're watching, please remember to like, share, subscribe to our channel. Click that notification bell and click on all so you're always updated with our latest report. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome again and thanks for joining us for Links 007 TV Let's Talk. This is the place where we discuss issues of national importance, global importance, or the situations that are buzzing in the news. So this story that we want to talk about today will take us across two parishes, the parish of Clarendon and the parish of St. Anne, K Valley to be exact. Without no delay, let me just get straight into what we want to talk about. So a licensed gun holder turned himself over to cops after two killed in Clarendon. So a man who shot and killed two people and injured another in Bog Hole district, James Hill in Clarendon on Wednesday has turned himself into the police. He has been identified as 41-year-old Elroy Fowler, a licensed firearm holder from Longville Park, Clarendon and the United States. Dead are 69-year-old Tetlin Keane and 57-year-old Melbourne Wright. Reports are that Fowler went to Keane's house and engaged in an argument with the residents of the home. He reportedly left after before returning to the location and opened gunfire at the three occupants of the home, killing two of them on the spot, the police have stated. The third person has been hospitalized in stable but serious condition. Following the incident, Fowler drove his motorcycle from the scene of the accident to the K Valley police station, where he turned himself into the police and also the firearm. He was then escorted back to Chapelton, where police have held on to him and he is subsequently pending charges. So the Chapelton police in Clarendon have identified the two people killed, and I can tell you this is very sad for the community right now. As I said before, they are 57-year-old Melbourne Wright and 69-year-old Tetlin Keane, both of Bog Hole district. Now this incident have left the entire Bog Hole community in shock as people try to come to terms with what transpired in the normally quiet community. Their alleged attacker has since been arrested by the police and he is pending charges of murder and other gun-related offenses. So there are three people that were actually shot by this individual, and another one is identified as a female who is said to be 53 years old, which might have contributed to him committing these. So the police reports say that the attacker reported on Wednesday about Keane's daughter, and when they were attacked by the suspects, he brandished the license firearm, policeman, and shot the ex-soldier. Now, so many people are wondering had some military training said to him that led him down that path. So many people now have been left wondering in the normally quiet community of Bog Hole in Clarendon. However, we here on Links 007 TV, we have the real details to give to you today as to what led this man down this path of total destruction. So it is further reported that the man now in question had a relationship with the daughter of 69-year-old Tetlin Keane, and she was living overseas with the suspect. However, the relationship was not going good and she fled that home and came back to Jamaica. So the man in question now realized the predicament situation that he has been caught in, went in search of the female. Unknowingly to him, he thought of only one place that the female would have gone, and that's her mother's house over there in Bog Hole, Clarendon. Remind you that the two were living in the United States. So something might have went terribly wrong for her to make that drastic decision that she wanted to come back to Jamaica. Now what happened in Jamaica will forever edge on the hearts and minds of many over there in Bog Hole, Clarendon. So it is stated that the female fled the United States and arrived in Jamaica safely. The gentleman himself, who is now at the center of this whole entire investigation, also fled the United States in search of her. This then led him to Bog Hole in Clarendon. The morning of the incident, he was reportedly uneasy and tried numerous attempts of contacting her. He then went to the mother's home, in which an argument developed as he believed that they were hiding the female inside the house. So the situation here in Bog Hole, Clarendon is just a grim reminder of how situations can go from sweet to sour just like a lemon in a matter of time. Now the family is left devastated based on these unforeseen circumstances, and I can bet that the family members here that lost their life, they were not expecting this to happen to them, especially the fact that their daughter returned home safely and the gentleman she was with was actually, they believe, was actually in the United States. However, he was not having it, and he too came to Jamaica in search of her. Now, might I remind you that this individual was a former policeman? He was also a member of the military, meaning that his tactical skills as it relates to his weapon is very diverse, and his vantage point of shooting might be to hit the target and might not even miss without a trace. However, what happened here in Clarendon is a grim reminder of how relationship can go bad at times. And most of the time, the victims are always the females, who even after they try to make a hasty retreat from the abusive relationship they are in, or just the degrading relationships, they still lose their life. And this is a very sad situation. So 41-year-old Elroy Fowler, the licensed firearm holder of Longville Park in Clarendon and the United States, has a whole lot of charges pending over his head. The female victim he went in search of, it's still unclear whether or not she is one of the victims that were actually shot at the home and is the lone survivor of the shooting incident. We are not sure whether or not that is actually the girlfriend he was in search of, or whether or not he did not get a hold of that individual. She might have not been at the home at the time of the incident. However, with his assumption and assertion, he believed that the female was actually inside the house and he went there in search of her. And this led to a very heated argument between the occupants of the house and himself. Now, this individual seemed to be really obsessed. If the female fled the United States, thousands of miles from you, there must have been something going on. She might have been abused by this individual both physically, mentally, and emotionally, and she believes that the only safe space that she could be in is returning back to Jamaica. But Mr. Fowler wasn't having it, and he too left the United States in search of the female, and then ended the life of the female's mother and also another family member, and the injuring of another. Now tell me something, if this individual wasn't getting off his head. He might have been going through an emotional breakdown based on the fact of what was said in the previous part of my initial report. He might have loved this female and might have been something that led him to carry out this vicious act. However, that doesn't justify what he did, and the police now have commenced a serious investigation in order to locate the female, in order to get some more clarification as it relates to the case itself. However, the female now have to grapple with the reality that because of her choices in life, she have lost her mom, another family member, and also the injuring of another who is said to be in serious but stable condition. Whether or not he would have gotten a hold of this female on this day in question, the story could have gone otherwise, because she could have been also one of the victims. I believe personally that he went there in order to execute the whole entire family, and because he was obstructed in his seek for revenge, he took it out on the rest of the other family members who were in plain sight of him. However, the community right now is left grappling with this news, as they describe these individuals as loving and caring, and they were also a very quiet set of family over there in Bog Hole in Clarendon, as this man fled the United States in search of her. We are not sure the whole entire details of what happened in the relationship. Maybe he felt as if the female was actually using him, or whether or not the female might have been abused by him and just wanted to make a change in her own personal life. However, the change is imminent right now, and based on what happened, the change might never come for this female, as she gonna have to grapple with this very sad and unfortunate news for the rest of her life. And because of the choices she made, this might have been a contributing factor to her mother losing her life. I'm not here to play the blame game right now, because I know that the family right now is going through a very hard and difficult time. But what happened here might have could been avoided, and this situation happened over and over again, and we have spoke about them on numerous different platforms and also in different programs. Females, you have to be extremely careful with these individuals that you're engaging in a relationship with, because some of the times when you want to pull it off, this is what normally turns out to happen in the end. And most of the times these individuals turn out to be either ex-policemen, ex-soldiers, or who are currently serving. We have seen so many cases of these, so she can't be blamed for this situation, and what happened here will be forever etched on the minds of many. This is Reb, though I believe I'm going to leave this for now. This has been Links 007 TV. Let's talk. Peace out and have a blessed and productive day from the Links TV team.